I had my fun living in San Diego. I had my own little shack in National City. But I read this quote about every wave being an opportunity. And I decided I'm gonna ride that wave. I'm gonna head out of National City, calling that wave my opportunity. That's Jerry's wave. As I kiss the beach life goodbye, I head out to a small town called El Centro. El Centro is about 2 hours away from San Diego. It's pretty much where I grew up. Though I mainly move around on a bike and public transportation, I really needed a place to live, so I decided to buy a van. It takes time to adapt, so I hang out at the skate park or regular parks, and I try to adapt moving from a large city to a small town. Due to the fact that job opportunities are very slim here, I really got into filming, editing, and doing side jobs. And these parks is mainly where people find me if they need help with something. When I'm not doing that, I'm just doing something to keep my mind occupied. I got into crafting and painting and all these hobbies that I didn't know I had when I was living in a large city. But when you live in a small town, you gotta keep your mind occupied, which is why I do a lot of bike riding to get my cardio in. I went as far as opening a TikTok account, and now this is the only footage I have of my first layout. This is what it looked like when I first got my van. It's only been a year, and I'm learning so much about van life in a small town. I decided to vlog my life so I can inform you what I've learned living in a van life experience in a small town. I've come to notice that when living in my van, my clothing is determined on the area of the city that I'm parked at. Meaning, if I stay in a suburban area, appearing homeless makes people think of vandalism and littering. But if I stay around lower class areas, appearing homeless is just survival. So I think it's important to point out that van life is living in limbo between residents thinking I'm homeless and homeless thinking I'm wealthy. But regardless of the situation, it's much better than renting, and it's much better than living in a tent. I believe it's important to remember that just like every other lifestyle, there's ups and downs, smiles and frowns. I'm learning that whether it's dress to impress or dress to survive, just being my best self authentically, that's what gets me through the days.